Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the Doc and Dog Show with myself and Anthony. We got special guest Rico joining the show today. So,
The plug.
yeah. Guy knows a little bit about everything. Go-to guy. But yeah, no, today we wanted to keep the show pretty simple. One thing I think we could all talk about because we kind of teach different things and we have different experience was like what kind of class structures we enjoy when we're training and our thoughts on that, like what do we enjoy doing and go from there. So, typically in class, at least like stout or just in general, like in any kind of martial arts gym that's focused on boxing, kickboxing, MMA, I think you can break down classes pretty easily into like 3 categories. There's like bad work, like a bad class, like you see in kickboxing, that sort of thing. Drill class, like Dutch drilling and stuff, and then pad, like in pad rounds. And then of course, if you're trying to prepare for a fight, some gyms like to do like a circuit type thing involving a little bit of everything. So, from there, Anthony, what's your preferred kind of class structure? What do you enjoy? What do you think you get the most benefit from?
Well, I think it depends on like what you're like trying to work on or do at the time. But like my favorite thing to do is like probably Dutch drill with people. Where like you take it like pretty like low impact on like your head and stuff, but like you can get kicked pretty hard to the legs, pretty hard to the body. You can still move around like at a fight pace, but like not take the damage of like sparring and stuff because it's drilling, you're not like trying to like beat the fuck out of each other. So I like that probably the most because I think it's the most applicable to actually being in like the ring or the cage. But I do enjoy also like the circuits that we do, because it just makes you push your cardio. So that's like good. It's hard to like mimic a fight pace, sometimes like, because I'm sure you guys know, like you be in the middle of a fight and you're like, damn, I'm tired. Like, sure. I'm way more tired than I ever was training these last couple of weeks. So I think it's good to like really like blow yourself out on those circuits. So I would enjoy like those things the most. Bags are kind of tough for me because they don't move like a real person. Like they're good to like
You don't get the defense.
yeah, you don't unless you're like really good at like visualizing things and like you're like kind of playing defense in the middle of doing stuff. But like bags don't move, So I would prefer like the Dutch drilling or mostly everything though.
So yeah, to add on with the bag stuff, I think actually the cool thing with bag, I think there'll be 2 things. You can do like circuits, I think with the bag will be good, like to like pull out your cardio and like prepare for that, add that into like a routine. Also, I think the bag actually, especially if you don't have time to lift or like strength and condition, you can kind of use the bag to build your power and your speed. That you necessarily, I'm not saying you should do it, but I think can be advantageous if you're in a pinch. Right. I think that's like the big thing about the bag. It's kind of like a do everything. I think if you need to, like, if you just want to work on like striking with no defense, you can do it like that. Power circuits or like speed circuits. And
you can actually like kick a bag as hard as you want. You can't like, you shouldn't like kick your partner as hard as you can.
Exactly. Oh, dude, I get so pissed if I'm like with someone and they're just like wailing.
Yeah.
Because like, you want to kick hard enough so like you actually block and duck.
Because I was like encouraging it to kick the fuck out of him.
Yeah. But like one cool thing about Dutch drilling too, actually, and I think you guys will agree with it too, is over these pad rounds and the bag is you get practice targeting where you need to target. Like if I'm hitting the body and I'm like kicking the body or kicking the leg, you actually get to like target like the quad muscle, or like if you're going for the body, you can actually hit where like the liver, the kidney is, and like you're not hitting them hard. But I think half the battle is getting our body prepared to like where to aim for without giving it away. So it gives us that opportunity to hit like the sweet spots where if you want to get that TKO, it's not necessarily about the power you have, it's about where you
place the shots.
Exactly.
Yeah. I used to go put like tape on the bag. Like I put one like where my head would be, where like my
really?
Yeah, like my like my fucking liver would be and stuff, and then like the legs. So
it's really cool. I think I want to add to the fact that also like during Dutch drilling, not only the person who's striking, but the person who's getting hit is also getting the best hit, because then you get comfortable with somebody throwing shots at you. Maybe you don't check every shot. Maybe you have to like sit down and eat a leg kick, or sit down and brace for a body shot. So it also helps you get conditioned to like be being attacked at the same time. So
Yeah. And it's cool because I think with Dutch drilling more than pad rounds necessarily, when you have to be engaged so you can get the benefit to of it, where like you got to have proper defense and you get and if you have proper defense, you kind of train your eyes. And that's the biggest thing is you want your body and your brain to be like, oh, I can take this hit.
yeah, exactly.
But you have to be a little bit engaged to do it. So like when you have like a good partner, I think Dutch drilling is my favorite. I think if you like, you know, like tell me like, yo, you can only do this training for like the next 6 months. Out of like the 4, I would pick Dutch drilling because you can get all the benefits of it. Like if I need to push my pace, I can push my pace. Like you can kind of mimic it to be everything. The only thing you can't necessarily do, which it's just maybe it's my style, but like you can't really your partner. But that's not really like
Yeah. And
too big of a deal.
I mean, that's what the Thais do. Like they do that the most. They like Dutch drill all the time.
Yeah, they're very playful and they do that. And then, but I think they do a lot too, Anthony, because from when we went to Thailand, and they do have a lot of pad rounds, but I think they're only able to have pad rounds is because they have so many crews or trainers there. Because like, look at like a regular class in like any kind of martial arts in America, you only have maybe 1 or maybe 2 coaches. And if you have a group of like 20 people, you can't hold pad for each single person.
Yeah.
Where there, they had like 5 trainers usually at a time, and they'll get circuits of like what they would do is like they'd have 5 people with the trainers and the crews. They'll have some people in the bag, some people Dutch drilling, and just keep on rotating out. And within 2 hours max, they'll get through everything.
Really, and this is like standard for like a standard Thai gym.
This was for Petch and D, so I'm not. It's like one of the like the traditional and like I would say elite Muay Thai gyms. Like if you're going to Bangkok, I would recommend going to Petch and D. Like if you want to learn traditional Muay Thai, like that's the place to go. Like great instruction, very good amenities and everything. So they had like 5 or 6 like trainers at the time, so like, you could go through with it. But one thing we really haven't talked about, and I think like at least in like our atmosphere for training for pad rounds, one thing that makes pad rounds tough, and that's why it's not my favorite, is the fact that you need a good pad.
Yeah.
To like flow with it. Like, and I would say myself, I'm not to like toot my own horn. I'm like an above average pad holder. Like, I'm not crew level or like Coach Will or Coach Josh or any of their level. I'm like better than most people. But one thing I still struggle with, which shows how far I need to go, is I'm not always good on reactive stuff naturally. Like if like say me and Anthony, I'm holding for Anthony, it takes me a minute to be like give him like a good like make sure he's good on defense. And let's like call a combo and we add it in. That's fine. But sometimes like and you see some really good pad holders do, they'll naturally just like notice, oh, you're not doing something and just throw it in such a way where like it gets them to like work on their defense. And that's my goal is to be able to get to that point. But when you have that kind of flow, I think pad rounds are like very beneficial.
I'm good at like holding boxing mitts, you know, because it lets me like I don't have to like have my hands like this all the time, so I can like throw like my hands at you and stuff, and I can move around like I would be if I was like fighting you. But like when I try to do like Will's like elbows and stuff like that, like I'm lost. Like I feel like I'm just fucking you up, and I'm like, damn, I'm sorry. Like I know you're not getting good work because like I'm messing up. I feel bad.
Oh, what I think I am pretty decent at is actually what you're saying, like the whole reactive stuff. Like if I'm holding past someone, I don't do it often because I just feel kind of awkward, but I have been to other gyms in New York where like it's kind of like built into the system where like you average, well, you're like pretty much like an average regular trainer at the gym. Like you'll see that the pad holder will start throwing shots at you. Maybe that could be something we incorporate here. But
well, Will and Josh do tell us to do it. I just think we're also bad. And it's like, because they do mention, because I don't want to disrespect them in any way. And that's they do tell us like, oh yeah, it goes throw reactive stuff back to them. But I think it just takes one. Some people are like nervous; they don't want to hurt their partner, so they don't want to throw it and be like, because everyone's biggest fear, I think, with like you're holding pass if someone is, oh, they weren't expecting you actually like hit them, hit them a little too hard.
Also, holding pads is like hard to do. Like it's like just as much of the skills like
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, especially like the for kicks. Yeah. And I think that's what people are nervous about. Like, they don't want to hold for a kick or like do something. There's some reactive and the guy kicks you again and you weren't there and like they kick your elbow and I'm there for. Because most of the time, with pad holding. Like, there's only been one freak action where like the pad holder got actually hurt. I remember from our gym, where most of the other time it's using the hitter of the pad that's more likely to get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I saw this dude in Bridgeville. It was like his first day. He was whole pads, like some beginner class that they were throwing like kicks to the body or the head, or I don't remember. And I look over and this dude just laid out. Look, he got rocked in the head, the kick. I'm like, damn, he missed it.
Dude, the worst part is the paperwork he has to do. Fuck that. That's the biggest goal. It's like, I would hate to teach and then be like, oh, an injury happened. Oh shit, I did this paper there.
Yeah,
But no, so you're pretty good at like stringing combinations together. You'll start out for the jab cross and by the end of the round, you're like, going to look at 15 punch combo.
yeah.
So it's weird. I like to like simulate the pad rounds, good or bad, to be how I would enjoy hitting pads. And for me, I think engaging my brain in like a lengthier, like I don't want like a 30 punch combo, but like a 10 punch combo that we build up to. I think it's good in two ways. One, we're stringing together a bunch of strikes consecutively where like you might not throw those 10 punches or 10 kicks or 10 strikes against someone in one go, but you can take bits and pieces of it and make it your own. And then two is while you're hitting pads, you're engaged and you're thinking like, I got to hit this. Because in my head, I don't want to mess it up. So I'm always like repeating it to myself mentally. Like, oh, it's a jab cross, teep, right kick, whatever. And then just keep on going. So I think it's cool to engage both like mentally and physically. You're doing that. And that's why I like doing those. Like, well, but no. So Rico, you've been doing Muay Thai mostly. That's like your bread and butter, Muay Thai kickboxing, whatever you want to call it. I don't discriminate. They're basically the same, minus like a couple of worlds. And talk about your history for like training. Like, what were you got started?
Oh, very good question. So I always wanted to do martial arts, and my mom was really against it. So I remember growing up, I was like, yo, mom, I was enjoying the karate gym. I want to do something. And there was always a reason for me not to go, right? So in high school, I had a real good friend. His name was Marco Kim. And he was a second degree black belt in Taekwondo. So I like fucking out with him, like, throw kicks. And that was like my first introduction to like martial arts was that, right? And then when I graduated out of high school, the first school I went to was called International Training Center, right? And my game plan really was I was gonna do jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai at the same time. Had a couple grappling matches maybe. Had my first Muay Thai fight, and then get to MMA surprisingly. That was kind of like
That was your original.
that was my original plan, right?
And that's interesting because where you started in New York City,
Yeah.
MMA was banned for the longest time, right?
Oh yeah, MMA was banned, so it wasn't a thing. So if you wanted to compete in MMA, you would have to fight in New Jersey because it was legal in New Jersey. So all the MMA fighters would go to New Jersey, but they weren't really out of MMA schools. It was like mostly a bunch of Muay Thai gyms. Boxing's pretty big in New York as well. So there was this.
It makes sense because like even like I think there's more specialty gyms up in New York. Like I see like it's like the Enzo Gracie schools like the jiu-jitsu. There's a couple there. Like there's just jiu-jitsu only school, some kickboxing only stuff, and then that.
Yeah,
I do notice that more. There's not like any big like MMA gym until now recently. I don't know who it is, but I think Aljamain Sterling's coach is out in Long Island.
Oh yeah, freak. What is it called? Rinaldo?
Yeah. That's the only MMA gym now. I know that like specifically like that.
Yeah, there's a couple now. Rinaldo's gym has been there for a while, but like in your correct reassessment, like Muay Thai is definitely bigger. Boxing definitely bigger.
They have the biggest, I think, Muay Thai promotion in like the U.S. with the Warriors Cup, based in New York City. So.
Yeah.
What like originally made you want to get into martial arts? Like before you even started training, what caught your eye and you were like, I want to do that?
Oh fuck, I don't know. I think it was watching karate movies or some sort. I just wanted to do martial arts. It's like I want to do karate. I want to do this. I had a neighbor that lived in my apartment building, and he was in karate, so I wanted to do it as well. I always liked to play fighting and stuff.
Were you fan of the UFC?
I wasn't really, I was a fan of USC. I was in USC in high school. So I was following like GSP, around that era. So, Anderson Silva as well. So I was following the UFC. But for the most part, yeah, that was really it. I just, like, when I hit high school, it was like, okay, I think I could do, I mean, I think I could do something, right? It didn't help that I was getting bullied as well. So like I wanted to like defend myself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So then shortly when I graduated, I was like, fuck it, I can afford a little bit, right? So then I joined this Russian gym called International Training Center. So they taught judo. Judo was part of the curriculum. There was judo, jiu-jitsu, and quote unquote Muay Thai. It wasn't really kickboxing. It was basically kickboxing. Now they teach Muay Thai, but when I joined, it was like kickboxing. A lot of cardio heavy, a lot of like back and forth Dutch drills.
Because that's, I never called the gym for doing like cardio heavy and stuff like that, because like, even our gym, good example, you want regular people that want to just exercise to come in and enjoy themselves. And that's the best way to do it, because fighters don't make you. I think people come out in the fight,
retake money if anything. And so
retake up time.
Retake them time and money.
Yeah, I was fit money in this career.
Yeah.
But so like, did you ever like put the gi on and stuff? Because you grapple, like I see you grappling all the time, and you're not.
He's underrated. Like he sandbagged.
I was like,
he's such a sandbagger.
Did you ever like put the gi or anything?
You know what? I finally have the gi now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I took out the lost and found. I never, and I fucking.
You're like, yes, this. I'm like,
Telling someone to the front desk like, hey, this one isn't taken in a week. Yeah.
Yeah. Who told me to take a gi? I think it was, told me if I'm wrong, but forget. I think it was Misty at the front desk, because like, there's a gi. The lost and found has been there for a while. I was like, alrighty then. I took it.
you're like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Does it fit all nice, or is it all fucked?
Nice. What a lucky bastard.
Right.
Like, I thought it would have been like, I mean, no matter what, if it was free, I don't care if it's like
clean
and it's 83 or a whatever. Like, even if it made me look like a freaking snowman, like I would have been wearing that.
I just need a belt. That's it. I had just not a white belt.
I mean, fine.
That's the first gi I've had. I have somewhere laying around my house a Sambo gi.
But when
I need a Sambo gi top, because one time when I came in for that Russian gym, for the gi jiu-jitsu class, and I didn't come with shit. I was like, I'm gonna take this class. I was like, where's your gi? He's like, I don't have any, and I don't have any money. And then the owner came in and they pulled out this fucking red, fucking padded ass Russian gi. So I threw that along with some shorts, and then I kind of like.
And that's the nice thing about Samba, is you can wear those. Like, you don't have like the pants.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever seen like a Samba fight? It's crazy. You can headbutt people.
I didn't know headbutt. I knew like a lot of stuff is legal there.
So there's different rule sets. So there's regular Sambo, which is basically judo and jiu-jitsu put together.
Mhm.
Like grab somebody by the knee and kind of wrestle, and then you can like flip over and that fight still goes.
Mhm.
So it's like more aggressive jiu-jitsu. But then there's combat.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's one that like,
it's anime with headbutts, bro.
Yeah.
So whenever you got those Russian fighters on the like fucking 0-0 and they're coming in,
they have
And
like,
they're
a million combat
Samba
stuff.
fights. It's anime with a gi.
I know. You guys know the newer guy, Dog.
Yeah.
I can't really pronounce.
I know the face. I know exactly.
Yeah.
The Vox,
I'm like, I feel like he's fucking done some combat. I'm
With 300 combats. Like,
yeah, he just fucking headbutt motherfuckers.
yeah, there's this Instagram handle that does photography, and I think it's a Russian handle,
Mhm.
and it's slow motion of like combat Sambo fights, and bro, this shit is insane. We'll see like the slow motion of like people just getting hit by and knocked out. They're like grabbing gi. It's not like just a regular hand, but they'll grab you by the gi.
Yeah. He did like pull you into the headbutt.
Fuck that shit.
Imagine like the beam mounting you in combat zombie headbutt in the
Oh,
fuck.
hell.
Oh, fuck that.
They get an MMA and they probably think it's like fun because they're like, oh,
Yeah.
like all these rule sets to protect me. And I'm like,
Well, I don't wear the stupid gi.
yeah,
That's like those so excited.
he can't grab my clothes.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you started training and everything. When did you decide to just focus solely on the kickboxing Muay Thai? made you do that? Was it just like a lack of a gym that you enjoyed that had all that, or was it?
So there was a couple hiccups in my training. So I was at International Training Center for like a year and change, and I was doing the kickboxing, begging for a fight. I was begging for a fight like off the bat, and the guy was like, "No, not yet, not yet, not yet." And then I ended up going transferring to college. I went to Stony Brook.
Yeah.
And that school's like in a small, this is a town in Long Island, and I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
So then I had to stay on campus. And there I started a kickboxing club. So I just trained with like, you know how like kids in college do, like
We have it at Pitt too. We see like, you can see there's like, it's not like, I'm happy some of the Pitt guys are coming here like you, and I'm like, instead of like, cause it's amateur.
I got a fucked up rib because of that. Yeah, it was like maybe 2 rounds of like drills, and their ears rusted, just like respawning. People come and people get smacked up with shit.
Yeah,
So-
no one's got like any control.
Nobody's like,
Bars.
we had 2 clubs. Funny thing, we had 2 clubs. We had the kickboxing club, and the kickboxing club was a little bit more legit because we had like some rainbow kickboxing dorks. Yes. So we were like teaching technique and all that shit. Like, just imagine like the Asian version of Will. Not that I'm calling him
Yeah.
Will.
Asian Willow.
Talk about full beat counters, half beat counters. He was on that stuff, right?
Okay.
Couldn't comprehend half of it. Now I get it now, but when I was younger, I'm like, what is this dude talking about? And then we had the boxing club as well. And the boxing club, it was basically touch butt. So then they would come over to kickboxing, right? And we would smack them up because it was like really hitting each other.
Yeah.
It was a good time, but I ended up with a pop rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Graduated from college. Couldn't find a job because I got a degree in bio.
Yeah.
Ended up working at I Love Kickboxing.
I see that shirt all the time.
That's another I Love Kickboxing shit on. And I worked with that for 2 years, and owner of that gym, because a lot of kickboxing owners are not necessarily like martial artists, but the owner of that specific gym is a black belt karate, had a couple kickboxing fights himself, like local champion. So then we would have like mandatory training. So then that helped me improve my kickboxing skills as well. Did that for a couple of years. Joined Evolution Muay Thai, which is the gym where they got this champion. His name is John Robinson. The one that draw with
with Brody.
with Brody.
Okay, so like a couple years back.
Yeah,
like, whatever.
I did that for 3 months. Well, that gym was goddamn expensive.
Yeah.
And
Dude, I couldn't imagine because like it's not like people make that much more money in New York, but everything's so expensive for rent and all that shit. I could only imagine the cost of like a gym over there.
it was like I want like $200 a month.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, bro.
And that was probably when like 6-7 years ago.
I'm pretty sure like 300, 250.
Okay.
And you're paying like probably $3 rent easy.
And then it's only one part because it was like
Actually, no,
was
they do have a jiu-jitsu program. The last time I went,
okay,
but no one's really
doing it.
yeah, no one's really doing much with it. It's mostly Muay Thai gym. But I did that for a couple months. Then I landed a job because I went to Cooling Boot Camp in the meantime. I landed a job in Hartford, Connecticut, and then I trained at into martial arts. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do Muay Thai. So I was asking for fights then, and things weren't happening. But I was doing jiu-jitsu at the same time. So I have a couple
Jiu-jitsu fights.
jiu-jitsu matches under my belt. I think I like 3. And COVID happened.
And came down to our neck of the woods.
Yeah, and COVID happened, and I came down here.
What brought you here?
Oh, my ex. I was dating somebody in New York, and she's from Jeanette.
Okay.
And yeah, COVID happened. I had a remote job. She had lost her job, and I got hit with the ultimatum, and decided, okay, you know what, fuck it, I'll move down. But I was already kind of like scouting this gym. And like I had come to Stout a couple times, And I already knew, like, okay, I'm going to join this gym once I make the official. So it wasn't no brainer. As soon as I moved, I'm like follow the lead right into it.
So I pulled your record up here. So your first fight was February 25th of 2022. Was that your first one, or is that just your first documented one?
Who's it against?
That was against Eric. I'm going to say his last name, Corella.
No, it's not my first fight. I have two typologies because I guess people plug it in. There's 100 Ricardos out here, and there's 100 Rico, and I need to get that.
It's funny. I used to have, I think I have had two typologies, or at least I have two separate licenses. So like, because my given name is Jasmine, and then some people know me as Jesse, so they like different promotions messed it up. So like, I remember one at 247 like last year, they're like, "Yo, we have two names." I was like, "I'm not trying to pay extra on like the license. Yeah, I can buy that shit." And they did it, but like it's yeah.
Like, are you scaring us right now? So, but your last fight was May 31st of last year.
Yeah,
your last one.
Yeah, Tyler Tuck.
Yep, Tyler Tuck.
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
That was
I was there for sure.
Yeah, I
was.
You had this decision. It was surprisingly he did pretty well. Credit to him. Yeah, like a heavy overhand. I was getting tagged by the overhand. I like people know me. I said I couldn't wait. So during that fight, I was definitely kind of sluggish. I wasn't really like moving as fast. I wasn't very reactive, but I felt like my defense was good for the most part. Like
other than that overhand, the guy was like, we're at that fight. I remember speaking because I remember I told him after, I was like, Rico, the only like glaring obvious weakness you did was like you just let him hit the over. It wasn't even like it was like through a block. He was just like I want the over. You got like I was like nothing. He was put his best like
return shit.
No, who Yuri like Prosdok or Yuri just like hands down. It's like for him, like Rico's left hand was completely down where the guy could just kept on tackling. Like
that style where like you are willing to take one, like you might not have been willing to take one, but you are taking one, but your like hands are a little low, so they can't see your fucking counters because they're coming from like your hips. They're not coming from right here, right from your eyes.
Low. Mine's usually low when I spar him.
I think it's because you like to low kick a lot and kick like that. You were like countering back, like you were like. I know we're exaggerating now by saying because he knows overhands, but it wasn't like he wasn't countering. He was countering back, but yeah, he was. But it was just funny because like I just saw it. I was like, damn, but you can still counter. But that's the idiot. But like to your point, I think it's just gonna be like, yeah, man,
you're gonna get hit sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I know more than anything. I did not know you hit more than a shit. Like it's funny, like in sparring and stuff. Like I won't get hit that much, but like when the fight comes, I'm like, oh, I never fought.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like when I'm in sparring, like I do everything I can not to get. I'm the I don't. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I try my best to get. Whenever I'm fighting, it's much easier to hit me then. And it's just I stop after a while. That's the part. Like you stop. You don't worry about it too much, right? You just like trying to do whatever you're trying to do. So
it's funny. My hands like when I'm sparring or whatever, they're like eyebrow level, like to an extent where like I'm like slipping my head. When the fight comes, my head's gonna chin level at least to protect my chin. But like people can still clip like on that. And especially because like I'm fighting open stance. So like this is like sometimes like I remember in one fight I was doing, like I was crushing with that left kick, but he started to catch on that like my right hand was slightly lowering so you could counter with like a hook. And like luckily it wasn't like super powerful or anything, but I remember like twice, like I ate like a hook, but like but it's funny in Muay Thai scoring, my body kick scores more than the hook does.
And then my mom starts, you're like,
actually, yeah, dude, I was surprised a little down. Oh yeah, and for head, but not me. I was like, I'm weird. Like when it came to like the third round, I was like, in my head, I was tired, but I guess I never should. Like I wasn't even like looking at it, but like it's a weird. Fighting is such a weird.
Fighting's very tired.
Yeah.
Oh, bro,
I'm tired to get
and our head, I think, mentally, I think we think we're more tired than we should.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny how it is. Like, in our head, like, we've all experienced, like, the third round, we're like, fuck, dude, I wish I knocked him out. Or, like, I wish I wasn't dipping this up. I don't want to disappoint. Because, there's people watching. So, my biggest thing is, like, I'm not going to, like, lower anything.
Yeah.
I'm not letting myself get embarrassed by something I can control. And then everyone's like, oh, dude, you had a great thing. And I was like, yeah. if you weren't in my head, I was like suck a breath and like trying not to die.
You're like, fucker, did you ever see?
I'm waiting for that, like the 10-second like clap or like
These are dance around.
No, my first fight I had, I was visibly tired. The quarter was like yelling, like, he's tired, he's tired. The only was like visibly tired. Oh, it's my first fight. So like, I'm kind of confused as well. Like, there was when the referee's first up, I would like turn my back and then kind of like walk to the corner and then like stay there and wait. And then like my corner would be like, yo, put your down around, still fighting. That wasn't as bad as like when the corner calls out and then like I turn and look. But I was definitely kind of very low. And yeah, I was like physically like mouth breathing.
Was like,
what the hell? And you're like, oh, I'm whooping his ass though. I definitely put it beat on him, but I don't know to do that.
Yeah, it's funny because looking back at my first fight in my third round of the last round of it, that was like I think my worst round of any fight I've ever done in my 5 fights. That fight 1, round 3 was like easily the worst. Maybe my 5th fight round. Those are the 2 it distinctly in my head like were my 2 worst rounds I've ever had.
So what do you want to do next?
Just wanna. This year, I want to keep competing. I want to keep competing in Muay Thai. I know that I've been showing up to the MMA gym a little bit more often. I'm doing it just in case anything changes and like maybe I want to fight in MMA.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want to take any either fights?
You know what? If I get posted aside and someone tells me like you're ready for an MMA fight, you want to like give me a shot, then I'll like consider it. But I'm not actively, seeking an MMA fight as I am seeking like a Muay Thai fight. So that's where I'm at. And I know that like I can't just come out of nowhere and say I want an MMA fight without putting the time in for that. So I kind of like pivoted to do that. Also, I'm like gaining a lot more appreciation for MMA as a whole. And yeah, you guys are crazy on Tuesday. Tuesday practices.
Yeah, they're rough.
They're rough. I'm still
dude. I think some of the worst practices happen on Tuesday, especially when the coaches aren't there.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy had the worst luck here. Like if something bad, like if Mike and Will both say like, "Hey, we're not going to be there," someone's there.
Yeah.
Like we've had dudes knocked out, come back up. We've had stitches, like literally everything.
Yeah, dude, we need some supervision there.
Anyone with authority, because it's like I love Coach Randy, I love like Coach Ryan and all that, but no one wants to be authoritative about nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like
it'll come with Coach Randy.
He
is welcome nothing to him. But yeah, dude, we need to indulge supervision there.
It's funny because like we're not that much. Some of us aren't even that much younger than like Coach Will, but like man. Maturity wanted.
Yeah. I would trust Coach Will to like take me to a doctor's appointment. Like,
dude, I think we're only like 1 or 2 years different.
I know, right? Yeah. And like, it seems like he's so much older. But
if I was like, I was like, man, if I was running a practice in like a sparring practice, like a Saturday or like a Tuesday, I bet, man, I don't know if I can keep things like as even paced as like they do. Cause I'll do it. If someone starts like getting aggressive, they're like, oh, they're getting out their feelings.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Yeah. As long as it was bleeding or like going into the hospital, I would have been, oh, it's okay. They'll learn. Cause I think the only way to truly learn how to correctly spar, like at the pace that it needs to be, is from experience. Like I'm not going to let someone that's like 6 foot, 250 pounds of whale and a guy that's like 150. But like if they're within like 20, 30 pounds, sometimes like someone who's a little bit overly aggressive needs to get cracked once or twice to know like, oh, this isn't okay. Yeah. I think the best way you can learn is that. And as long as they're not getting like overly concussed, like no, as long as no one's getting cuts, it's like a good look. No, that's like when it gets, because I think that's the only way people want it is when they feel like, oh, I fucked up. And then it grains it in their muscle memory. Like, okay, I shouldn't do it this way.
I personally have been having very good rounds with Lucas and Tim Bailey, because they like to, they're pretty notorious for going like harder for sparring, but like the past couple of weeks or whatever, you've just been having like good sparring where like no one's getting hurt and we're still working at it.
Tim did beat beep you on the nose pretty good.
He did bomb me on the nose.
Yeah.
He did bomb me on the nose.
Then I looked around, you know, it's like
Right, really good father.
it was funny because like he showed me the video of it, and I was like, "Damn, I'm surprised it's not broken."
Yeah,
But it was back to back, like you said. It was like round one and then the other round.
No, that needs to happen sometimes, especially when we're all on camera now.
Yeah.
So
It's a good wake up.
hard.
It's a good wake up.
They wake me up. I was like, okay, I feel it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So speaking of sparring, you know, we're kind of talking about like how to correctly do at the right pace. What's your guys' like favorite kind of sparring? So like, you know, we could break it down to three things. I like to say simply. There's like play light sparring, technical sparring, and hard sparring. What do you guys like to do mostly? Because I know everyone's always a little bit different. Like what they need.
All right. I'll go first. Hell, I think for me, I think I enjoy technical sparring more. Because obviously it's an opportunity for you to kind of like implement whatever you've been drilling in class. And also you also get to know like what you're good at and how well you are and how much you stand up against somebody else without necessarily hurting the other person, right? Like, I think it's like a good happy medium. Play sparring, honestly, if I play sparring, I'm usually in the mood where like I don't really feel like going hard or like really applying myself. So if I play sparring, like I'm picking maybe one of the less experienced people and I'm playing around with them. Or like I've had a hard day or like a couple of hard days and then now I'm gonna play spar because you know what? At least I'm getting something out of it without like completely throwing that class away, like throwing that work away. Technical sparring is one. Hard sparring is definitely like on a week, once or a day a week basis. And it depends on how hard, like how we're talking for hard, right? Like go over it with like Lucas and Tim is good. Even then, I probably would want to do it every week, maybe every other week. If I'm in camp, that's when I really start picking up the pace with the hard sparring. It's not something that I'm going to do like constantly outside the camp. Yeah, I like the hard sparring whenever like I'm leading up to a fight because it helps like condition my body, gets me in the mindset like I'm going to go to war. So
I think it's more the mindset.
there's more than mindset, really,
Yeah.
Yeah, like at this point, like all of us competed. At this point, we know like whether this is for us or not.
I agree. It's like thinking about it with hard sparring too. Now, I was gonna say, comment about how we all don't really need it anymore. I think it's like really important for your first couple of amateur fights, but to your guys' point, we do really need that mental shift of like, yo, let's just turn it on. Like we need that the mindset thing more than anything. Because I don't want to take any extra necessary head hits, but I do want to be like, yo, if they do hit me in the face, like I want to be like, yo, I'm hitting back.
Yeah, I would rather, at least, well, for me, I would rather be hard sparring with big gloves on than small gloves. Because small gloves, hard sparring, like,
You can
I
actually
feel like
take,
shit the next day.
and you could take like, most of the time, like, even if you take like, because we're all like in the smaller weight classes where we're fighting like 145 to like 135, 125, like, in that range. Not that no one in our weight can like, doesn't have power, but it's like, if we get hit clean by someone with that thing, with big gloves, we're not, more likely than not, we're not like getting like blackout, like knocked out.
Yeah.
Well, we're feeling it. That's not happening, but it's like that. So like, that's okay. But with the little gloves, anyone even in our weight class can like straight up, like if you get clean hit, like.
Yeah. I like my personal favorite sparring, and it's like really hard to do because you have to have a good dance partner to do it. But it like I try to find things that like mimic cage as best as I can. So the way I have to do it, and I actually saw it from when Conor McGregor did his first Ultimate Fighter, when he was the coach the first time. He was like, everybody get on their little gloves and nothing else. Little gloves and mouth guards. And like it's like play sparring, but like you're just picking your shots and you're like placing your shots. So like it's like a technical / like play sparring / like Dutch drilling kind of thing. It's like all in the middle of all that.
Okay.
So that's my personal favorite thing to do, but like I kind of have to do it like on my own time because like no one's gonna like do that. Like,
And they don't have a class.
right. But like, if I can find someone that knows what they're doing, like Lucas or like, that like kind of have that same like, mindset or vision or goal, that's my favorite thing to do. Cause it literally like mimics being in a cage, shirt off, just short gloves, no dude.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So for me, I think my favorite sparring is technical sparring with this added caveat of like, you can go like 50% to the head, like leg to the head, but like the technical sparring, I want like 80% to the body and the legs. So, because I think that's the best mix, like, and it's kind of cheating what I'm saying, but like, I think it's like gives you the benefit of play sparring because like, you're not worried about getting hit in the head, but you're still trying to make sure like, hey, my body defense needs to be on point because I just can't do something stupid. Because like what ends up happening a lot, I noticed play sparring is people start to do stupid shit. Like not even like playful shit, like stuff that like never is going to happen. I'm like, dog, like what's the point? Like this is a good thing to practice, like something you're not good at. Like using me as an example, like I suck at head moving. So like if we're play sparring, I'm going to be moving my head around a lot. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to move it around a lot because like if someone clips me in the head, I'm not worried because like 20, 30, 50%, it's just, no big deal. And I get to get that thing. So like, but people don't do it like that. Like sometimes we'll see people play sparring, they'll do like a fucking 360 tornado kick up that grade. When are you going to ever do that? Like maybe a 1% shot. So that's why I like adding the technical sparring where like it keeps people honest, where they're like, oh, yo, if like I'm doing something stupid, some guy can just like straight up body kick me and I got to be on it. So I get thinking as that word, but they know that like, hey, they can move around because their head's safe. Because most people don't care about their body that much to an extent where like everything in sparring or Dutch drilling and all that, it actually kind of conditions your body because we're wearing shins, we're wearing big gloves, like we're doing most things where like we're well protected, we're like things to our legs, our body. What's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, you might have a bruised rib. You're most likely never going to have a broken rib. You might have a bruised rib at worst. And then maybe you will have trouble walking because you got like kicked in the leg a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly.
But like your legs is fine other than you like you're limping a little bit. But it's not like you have actual structural damage or anything like that. So it's all like fixed injuries.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, usually when I don't play sparring, I start fucking off. I'll do my my double-handed punch where it's forward, and I throw two punches at the same time. And I start like swatting at legs.
The double eye hook.
The double eye. It's not no elusive though. Like that would never fly in the fight.
Dude, if I'm doing little gloves, I would like wet willies. How like what? Fake into the back to start wet willing. But
if you wet willy me over, I'm slapping.
Dude, I think that's why only like Coach Mike gets away with dumb stuff like that, or like the mouth like cover, and I think he wet willied someone too. I think that's right, kidding. I think he wet willied someone like jujitsu like open mat, and I just lost when I saw it. I think because it's so funny because it's like all joking, like it is pretty embarrassing. I don't think that means like it's equivalent to the Gigi coach a quote where he goes that if two people can hold you down, they can rape you. Like he said that, like when you're like that, when you're thinking back, if they're wet willing, if they're able to wet willy, you just get God. Like you're pretty much fucked.
You're getting fish nuts, you get your eyes gouged.
Yeah.
Now it was he said if two men can hold you down, one can rape.
Oh, yeah. I missed the one part, but like
if they hold you down, they rape you. Then you really
But two men hold you down, one can rape. It's just like. Yes. Well, it's such a
no shit. It's the other way around. If it's one man can hold you down, two could.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of Gagey and everything, that's a good segue into we have a pretty fun UFC card coming up this weekend. UFC 313 headlined by Pereira and Ankalaev. So let's break down what we're thinking pick wise, maybe a couple little bets going, but like
what are the odds on that? Does it say a money line on there?
So it has a money line. It's -15 Pereira, -105. It's almost like a
really
that, but I'm not sure how ESPN is never really super accurate all the time. But like if these are the odds and they're not more in Pereira's favor, I think it's good to go Pereira. So like, I know people were like, you got to correct me if I'm wrong. But like right now, people are always saying like for like Ankalaev, the one if this, he's a good wrestler. And like he is for sure on paper the best wrestler Pereira's fighting, both from his middleweight days, like when he was a middleweight and to light heavyweight. Like Ankalaev is, I think on paper, like the best wrestler he's going to go up against. But so many people, I don't know what, tend to just be like, oh, whatever game plan they may come in with, they're just like, they end up just striking.
And
So
I think MMA math is hard to do, but I know that Pereira beat Jan Blachowicz, and then Jan Blachowicz fought Nikolai to a draw, I think. I would have thought Pereira would have done way more favored.
I think like the fact that he is not a heavy favorite, I think betting wise, a smart bet. It's a bet on Pereira.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting decent odds, I think because people have to separate. Like people are bad with odds when they think about it, they're like, oh no, I just like think this is going to win, so I'm just going to go with it. But like if you're getting good odds on someone, even if they're not likely to win, you got to do the math and say like, how likely is the outcome of a win to happen compared to his odds?
Mm-hmm.
And it for Pereira's sake, if we're getting good odds for him, he's more than not likely to win.
Yeah,
Because like
money on him is crazy.
Like, here's the thing. Even though he hasn't been tested wrestling, he takes training seriously. So I'm guessing, gun to my head, he knows how to stop it. He knows how to do stuff like
yeah.
How is a black belt?
He's got a black belt from Glover. Glover's like just going to give some black belt, you know?
Yeah, so like,
he knows like how to.
Just because we haven't seen him tested in the cage, like in a real fight, doesn't mean he's not getting tested day in and day out.
I mean, kind of did. Adesanya like had his back, and he got up. Did he get up because of rounded it, or did he get up? Like,
can't remember.
I don't remember again.
Well, regardless, like if he lands on your face, like you're gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's gonna land.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially because he's cutting less weight to it, so he gets to come back heavier too.
Mm-hmm.
Like his power is already insane at middleweight. It's only like better now. But yeah, I think Pereira is a good one, especially for parlays. I think he's a good anchor for a parlay where like, especially if you get the odds on that. And then going on to Gaethje versus Fiziev. I don't know how you say the dude's name.
Fiziev?
Fiziev. This one's interesting. Gaethje's actually the dog, according to ESPN, which is weird because like they fought before.
Yeah.
And Gaethje won by majority decision. So he won before. It's interesting, especially because Fiziev is taking this fight late notice. He's not that much younger or anything more than Gaethje. I don't know if they're just thinking Gaethje's getting old. So like that's
He's coming off a bad knockout.
Yeah. But my thing is getting odds, like Gaethje being a dog, I think is a bit.
Yeah.
I think like on paper, like he might lose, but like if I'm getting that's for flame. I think he's a fine, just even by himself or adding to a part.
When was UFC 300? Like last April?
Yeah.
So he's been for the year off.
Yeah.
His head probably good. You know, he wouldn't. I doubt he would step in the cage if he.
And he's had some headaches or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially since the fight's not
Is it a 5-round fight or a 3-round fight?
I don't know what this.
I think Hooker versus Gaethje was supposed to be 5-round.
So this might be 5. I don't know off the top of my head.
You know what's crazy is, with the way UFC contracts work out, I bet they paid Gaethje more for a 5-round fight than they were gonna for a 3-round fight. But because they had to find someone short notice, and it's probably back to a 3-round fight, I wonder if they like fucked with this money at all.
Oh yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see that. I like when the UFC goes to these states where the state athletic commission has to release the purses, like they disclose them. Because I'm like, it really like opens people's eyes up to like really how much money you're not making, even if you're in the UFC.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of these guys are on like.
Okay, they did say there was an article saying it's going to be a 3-round fight instead of 5.
Yeah.
For the new one. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I doubt anybody's going to take a 5-round fight on like a 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, especially if they haven't had a camp. So next, the third fight for the main card is Jalen Turner versus
Fajardo.
Right now, it's like kind of like a toss-up, but Turner is like plus 105 on ESPN, and then Mohamed Mendez is like minus 125. So it's kind of like, you know, basically a pick 'em. Who do you guys like of this one?
I'm pulling with Tapology.
Yeah.
You do the right thing. I wish I had my phone on me.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like they're both relatively young, like 29, 27. So there's not like an age discrepancy or anything. It is going to be fun. It is going to be an open stance fight. So that'd be cool to see. It's just like there's not even like a height discrepancy, not really like a reach So they're pretty like on paper that
Evenly matched.
I'd probably go Bahamid. He actually, now thinking back to it, he just beat Manuel Torres on some big card, and Manuel Torres is a dog. Like, I think Manuel Torres has probably better striking than Jalen Turner, and they're kind of built the same way.
Yeah, it was just at UFC 306 in September last year.
Was that the Sphere card?
Huh?
Is that the Sphere card?
I don't know if it was a Sphere card or it was the oh yeah, it was the Sphere card. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that fight. Yeah, I would probably pick Bahamid.
Yeah.
And that's good money too. He's like, that's like a pick and play pretty much.
Yeah. This actually, I think today is going to be, I mean, not today, but this card on Saturday is actually going to make some interesting parlays, I think. Because the worst thing about parlays is when someone's like a heavy favor, just because it's not even worth throwing on. But these are all kind of like evenly matched. So then we have women's strawweight fight number 4. It's Lemos, I don't know how you say it, versus Lincindo. Yo, dude, one thing I respect about these South American fighters is like the amount of fights they get no matter their age. Lucinda is like 23 and she already has over 20 fights. Like professional fight. Over 20 professional fights. And
the 8 fights.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And there is a big age discrepancy. So it's going to be interesting to see like, and Lemos, even though she is from Brazil as well, she has like less fights. She's only 14.
I know Lemos. I don't know this other girl.
Yeah. I'm trying to see where she fought before. Let's pull up her profile. She's been at the UFC for a minute since like 2022. She's 4-1 in the UFC so far, just like at least the most recent fights. I think like it's funny. Usually you want to go with experience and stuff too, and like the age sometimes. But like I think I would go. It's basically a pick 'em. Like Lucinda's is like a small favorite. I think I would go Lucinda in this. It's another interesting open stance. Like
I like when stuff's like super even like that. I always go with the youth. I just think,
and it's funny. She has the youth and the experience. She has fights too. So
once you're in the UFC, you have like enough experience for you to be,
Yeah.
Speaking of experience,
what are those odds?
We have
Mr.
King Green with over close to 50 fights, professional MMA fights.
Holy fuck.
I didn't realize he's a dog. He just likes to fight versus Rafi. The odds are very much in Rafi's, and I'm butchering his name, favor, like -500. I'm just going to pass like odds wise on this one because I think Rafi wins, but at -500, it's just not. It's not going to do anything for you. Like basically, you're laying down $100 to win to like not. But like you need to lay down $500 to get 100. They're just like
not worth it.
Not worth it. And then I don't think at +350, Green is likely enough to win to put him to like bust a parlay or anything. I might do like, I think Green will be a fine, like, you want to throw a lottery ticket on, like throw like $25 to $100, whatever your unit is. Everyone has a different unit. Go one unit on them and just, if you're okay with it, like burning.
How was his last fight?
Jalen Turner murdered him.
Yeah.
And then I think he fought.
Patty murdered him.
Patty murdered his own.
Yeah, but Patty just subbed him. I think it's bad luck, dude. I think Green cursed himself when he made that comment about Mackenzie Dern, like, oh, damn, she's fine, or whatever he said, like, whatever he was announcing. And then, like, her boyfriend, fiance, husband tried to, like, text him through, like, Dern's cell phone and tried to, like, beat him up. I think ever since then, he's been cursing. It sucks, too, because all he said was just the truth. Because she did look fine. Like, he didn't say, like, I'm trying to, like, hit her up, right? He just was like, damn. And some people get butthurt about it, but, like, it's like,
you just speak his mind.
Yeah, dude, you gotta respect that because he just said, like, it's like a painting. There's nothing wrong with looking at it. Yeah, don't make a move. That's different. Like,
exactly.
Dude,
you could enjoy painting without putting a paintbrush remover.
Yeah. So it's funny when he said that. Like, you got like super like offended. So it's the last fight in the prelims. Fan favorite. Curtis Blades. I'm surprised he hasn't retired yet, but like,
dude, I put my Curtis Blades today. I was like, when I grapple with you, I feel like it'd be like a lightweight grapple with like Curtis Blades.
It's a nice little good old fashioned U.S. versus Russia versus Putin. Might as well just say like Blades is our Trump versus Putin right there. But it's such as I do think Blades is going to win. I just don't like the odds on it. Where like he's -370 on ESPN. If it's anything like that,
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad when they don't have this, like, oh, they do have this picture. Yeah, he just came from he had a PFL fight, but like, he's relatively new. He had one Contender Series fight, one Eagle Fighting Championship, then that. So, yeah, I think Blades wins. It's just not worth like minus 370, but Blades anything. Then this fight I'm excited about, dude. So it's Josh Van versus Ray Sukiya.
There's an R.
Yeah.
Suruya.
From Japan. He's had he's more of a prospect, 10-0. He recently fought in one of the last Pereira fights in 303, but he was on like the road to UFC and just like, he's doing well. He's 10-0. So I think it's going to be a fun fight just in general because it's our favorite weight class flyweight. So it's just going to be nonstop action. And then Josh Van,
he's a dog.
Dude, his last fight was fun as fuck to watch. He was just putting on shit. He started off a little low, but then he just turned it up like round 2 and 3 and just like, so I think this one's going to be pretty much pedal to the metal. Like halfway through round 1, it's just going to like, it might start slightly slow, but like 2.5 minutes into round 1, I think we're going to start to see some action. I like the odds on Van because he's not that much of a favorite. So if it's anywhere under minus 200, I like picking up Van just because like I think the experience has been in the UFC a little bit more. They're not too much different, like age-wise or anything like that. There's no discrepancies, roughly the same height, nothing like that's like gargantuan difference. And I like Josh Van's style because he's just like, he's a very total package type MMA fighter. Like he can do a little bit of everything.
The road to the UFC kind of confuses me. Like, are they in the UFC? Are they like,
I think it's like a Contender Series type thing, but
yeah.
I don't know too much about it, but I think it's mostly like non-American.
Though.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Like, until I was looking up this guy before this fight, I was like, didn't know too much about it. So the next fight on the prelims is actually Pereira versus Petrosian. And the only reason I can pronounce Petrosian right, which is funny, is because my favorite kickboxer, Georgia Petrosian. This one, it's interesting. Like, I'm not excited about this fight or any means, but like, I kind of like taking the odds on Pereira. Even though he is kind of like outsized, reach isn't too big of a difference. They've relatively the same experience. Ferrer is just fun to watch. Sometimes I think you gotta take some dogs. And I like.
He also, that Petrosian dude just got knocked out by Char Bullet.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it was recently, within like a year.
It was that like double spinning back.
Yeah. And then the first card on the prelims will be Morano versus Lille. A good old-fashioned U.S. versus South American fight from Brazil. Nothing is standing out to me with these guys. I'm mostly just going to pass because of the fact that Lille is a minus 950 favorite.
What?
Yeah. This is on ESPN, so we'll see if it's relatively close on FanDuel. But if these odds are anything close to like what it will be like for like FanDuel or DraftKings, I'm not. Yeah. You'll never catch me dead putting something that's minus 950. It's just not worth it.
If someone put money on a favorite that big on your account, that wasn't just
it's not happen. Yeah, there's no way because it's not even worth it. Like, great, dude. I put $1,000 on this fight. Great. Oh, $100. Like, if I lost, it'd be more than that.
You're sweating like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, dude, if it was close and all, yeah, it's not even worth it. But this card's, I think, top to bottom, like from the prelims on. I think it's a good card. It's finally nice. Like, I don't want to say that you have to start it kind of slow, but like this is like the first card in a minute that I'm a bit excited about since like December. Like the last December card was pretty good, numbered card.
Mostly because of Pereira for me. Pereira can sell a card for me.
And I think the fight is going to be fun. Like, I hope Ankalaev does wrestling because I think Pereira can stop the wrestling. And it'll be nice for Pereira to show what he can do. And then depending on how this fight turns out, I think we'll give people more of an opportunity to figure out what is going to happen with like him and John Jones. That fight ever has.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see that more than I want to see him versus Aspinall.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think just like the style wise, it'll be more fun. And then I think the last thing I want to end on is some cool, exciting news just happened this morning for us. The company that owns UFC and WWE, TKO, just got announced teaming up with the Saudi Arabian like General Entertainment Group to create a new boxing promotion that'll be headed by Dana White and Nick Khan.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it personally because boxing promotions are going to get kicked in the butt to like have to organize themselves. Like, because one thing I will say, boxing promotions top heavy, very top heavy, pay their boxers well, but only the good one. The lower end people get paid worse than like UFC fighters. Like that's like the gap. It's like top end boxing, UFC fighters, then low end boxing. But with that money so high, I think this will be a win-win for everyone. Where like, I think the UFC pay will start to go up. I think boxing, the top pay won't change, but the bottom will have to come up because you'll start seeing TKO, like, because they just put on a good show. Like WWE, that's a good show. Like, might not like professional wrestling, but they do it. They do it good. It's entertaining. And then UFC fights, they're well run. Like no one, bar none, they're just like the most well run fights.
All right. So the other day I was at work and I saw the clip. I don't watch WWE anymore. I probably watched WWE since I was like, I was probably like 10. But before that, I would buy like WWE DVDs and I had a bit full of action figures. I loved it.
Dude, they're my favorite because I have two little brothers, so we could all play together. They're my favorite PlayStation 2. Like, you could just play 4 players.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I didn't like truly mean this, but like, I saw the video of Travis Scott hit Cody Rhodes for real and it like barely actually hurt him or something. And but like sometimes when I see all these WWE clips and I see them like doing all this like these like stunts or like these like acrobatics, and it's like a little too much now. It's not like it used to be like we were growing up, and it's like openly fake now. It's like,
they do try to hide it.
Yeah, which I don't like. I liked when it was like I couldn't tell if like these guys actually didn't like each other.
It was a discussion. Like, you sure it's for real?
Yeah,
and it was cool too because they had like, not that they're not athletes now, but like they had like Kurt Angle was a former like Olympic wrestler. They had like all these like Olympic wrestlers, like Brock Lesnar wrestled in college. Like they had all these dudes that were like former like combat sport athlete coming into it. So it was like kind of like that. Nowadays you just don't see as many. I don't know if the money's not there or whatever it is, or maybe man out.
Yeah.
But like you miss that out, so like that doesn't help the WWE. Like usually you could trick little kids. Me in middle school and like elementary school, the fact that Kurt Angle was a real wrestler, I was like, part of me was like, no, you think. Like it was like he was like an Olympic gold medal. He's like, yeah.
I like tweeted, I like responded to this video and the reply. I was like, if anyone's past the age of 10 who like still thinks wrestling is entertaining, like you need a helmet.
Yeah.
And he's like, the 3-foot started roasting me in the car.
Really?
Yeah, and now I felt kind of bad because I'm like, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. Like I used to love wrestling too. And
I think now if people tell me like the wrestling is like an entertaining show, like they don't say it's like real or anything like that, but they enjoy it as like they think it's like a soap opera or like a regular TV show. I agree because it is entertaining in that aspect. Like they cut good promos, they do all that kind of stuff, like, and it's well done and to each their own, like you said. So like, I guess that they know what they're doing. Yeah. It's not my cup of tea anymore. Like I'll still enjoy, like I love Pat McAfee, like Pittsburgh Plum Boy. Yeah, that he's like announcing with it. He's exciting and fun to like listen to. But I think I'm excited for this promotion. I don't know what's going to happen, what they're going to do, if they're going to make a big signing or whatnot. But I think I think it's a good move for them because you know what I think they're taking from is Jake Paul. Like Jake Paul started his own promotion and he's getting some good people because like then Amanda Siriano is a great boxer from Puerto Rico. So like he got some good people under his promotion. So I think they just see like if Jake Paul, who is just more of an entertainer and now he is a boxer, but like he started off from the entertaining and made a promotion and is doing well, making money, made a deal with Netflix, like all this stuff, dude. It's like great. It's just low hanging fruit for Dana and them because they can make this my money if I'm Dana and like Nick Khan, expand UFC Fight Pass. Like the monthly Fight Pass, like for like the subscription, you add boxing to it. Maybe down the line they'll do kickboxing, Muay Thai, and they're gonna be the hub of combat sports.
My only issue with the deal that they're, or like not issue, but like only like glaring hole in that is like if these Saudi princes weren't involved, then there would be no money in boxing.
Oh, 100%, because people like may not know this or may not believe it, but like people think like Americans are like not Americans, but people who are like the billionaires or like the richest people in the world. Like there's an Indian guy from India, Bill Gates, Elon, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett at one point or another. Everyone's like, oh, they're the richest person, whatever. But in true reality, because they don't have to report their income and no one knows how much they truly make, it's the Saudi princes and them that are like, they're literally legit trillionaires. If you just do the math on how much oil they make and how much oil costs, and they're straight up like trillions. So like there is money there. Like they're buying like sports teams. They have the golf league. They single-handedly made a golf league, Rico, that competed with the PGA Tour without any championships because they just threw money at it. Because they just wanted to invest. Like they're trying to figure out, because like oil is a finite resource. So I'm guessing they're just trying to figure out like while they have the money, like where can they make money for something else? And I think boxing's a good choice. Like because they have the most money, no one's gonna fuck with them to like fix anything or do like that. They could still fix it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like that's not a possibility, but no one's gonna fuck with them. Like no one's gonna outfix because they have more money. Yeah. If someone says like, oh, when people fix matches in any kind of situation, it's because they're underpaid. So they'll accept someone else's money to do it. But when you're getting paid, no one wants to fix anything. Right. And sure they like do it. So.
I saw a video of this like little kid with like the Saudi prince is like leaving like some like dinner or something out of the building. And this kid was like by this guardrail, and he was like, I want to live again. And this Saudi prince is like, buy him a bikini. And like he like that was really the thing it was. That's probably it was true.
Yeah. He's just like a drop in the bucket. Yeah, he's dropping a bucket. It'd be like a Lambo for him is like for us being like, oh yeah, sure, I'll give you an ice cream. Right now, if you're like, like that's the equivalent. Like, oh yeah, some cast like like when they do like a bigger was like, okay, money have glimpse nice. No, do it. It's like the average person won't get someone something that nice, but like someone that's like begging for money, you'll get them a meal like a Chipotle, like McDonald's. Yeah.
Remember when I came to the gym one day, and I'm like, this guy like outside, I was like, you got any money? And I was like, I like felt bad, and I was like, yeah, here's $10. He's like, you idiot.
Yeah, God, like it's clear. He just get like a free like fifth of something wherever he's done for wine and spirits, or if he's something more for something harder, he might get that. But yeah, no, I think because there's money on topic, like we'll reel it back in. The fact that there's big money now in boxing coming in, I think it's only going to help people get paid more, because that's my ultimate goal. Yeah. I think you're putting your life on the line. It's like not great for your head. We see it historically, like how many boxers have like suffered and how many combat athletes suffer. So like for them to get paid as like the modern gladiator that they are, it'll be nice to see. Hopefully Dana and them aren't cheapskates about it, but like I'm excited to see if there's money into it. So it'll be I think it's a win-win for everyone. More competition.
With boxing, like the culture of boxing, like everyone's scared to take a loss, Yeah. But if everyone's signed to this league and it like doesn't matter, like the UFC, like no one cares if Gaethje loses 1 or 2. Like he's still gonna be Justin Gaethje, like, and that's how it should be. Like one loss shouldn't be like, right, you lost, you're gone. Yeah.
Because I mean, if you think about it, to me, I like to talk more about like the Thais, the Muay Thai fighters in Thailand. They fight 300. Like the average guy like fights like 300 fights in his career because they start so young till like they're 30, if not older. None of them are like really undefeated, but they're still like insanely good fighters because to them the record doesn't matter. I think we have it in our head the record matters so much, but it really doesn't as long as you're ever getting paid doing whatever they need to. Like people think that you have to promote yourself, get to a certain point to get that elite money. You got to be like 20-0.
Yeah,
you get paid. But it's interesting. My hope is with this, it trickles down to like Muay Thai kickboxing into like getting that paid, getting a league that gets paid. Cause like, that's the one thing, it blows my mind. And I wish I could talk to someone who like is a good promoter, like higher level promoter, why boxing and Muay Thai people don't get paid in. Because like not boxing, kickboxing and Muay Thai, why you don't get paid in. Cause to me, it's wild. Like when people watch UFC or MMA or something, they just want to see action and striking muscle. They get mad at this wrestling.
Yeah.
So like literally Muay Thai and kickboxing is just a strike. How like, even if they just made them all little gloves, maybe that'll go up. But like, we'll see. I would love to know the answer why kickboxing and Muay Thai doesn't get paid. Like they don't, like, doesn't make money or whatever. Cause I think the average fan, you ask them on the street, they'd rather see someone like, if you tell someone like, oh, these dudes are punching and kicking each other, they'll want to watch that all the time.
I feel like one FC is that one promotion that kind of solved that problem. But even then, it's not as big in the States.
The issue now is with them too, is like they're kind of like, you hear rumors, people coming out like they're not getting fights, they're not doing this, they're being kind of shady. So it's like, it sucks that a good organization is not actually as good.
And they're like kind of struggling in your contracts. Yeah. I don't know. I think to like have Muay Thai or kickboxing take off, you would need like someone like a Saudi prince, but like of a Thai descent, because like they have like legit like emotional attachment to it. So like they'll care about it, and then they'll like promote it like the way it should be. I feel like that's what needs to happen for kickboxing or Muay Thai. But I would like to see it, because kickboxing Muay Thai is just boxing, like and like more entertaining.
Yeah. That's what the thing is. Like, I wish like we could figure out like the nitty gritty of it at some point to know like what needs to happen for it to make money, and then go from there. Because like one thing is, Dana has unlocked making money in the fight game. Like they make money. I mean, a little bit at the expense of the fighters, but you know, at the end of the day, they figured it out. So if there's a formula out there that someone can use. I just hope someone does do that soon. Because to me, I would love to watch kickboxing and Muay Thai at the highest level, where like the best of the best fighting show all the time. But yeah, no, that is all for what we have today. It was fun talking to you, Rico. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Appreciate coming on.
Any closing statements, Rico?
No closing statements.
Train. Rico does. If you guys are in the Bridgeville area, he's teaching Bridgeville today, so you should go check that out.
I'm teaching boxing today at 6:30.
Not clinch.
Not clean.
Not clinch. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Peace.
All right. Take care.